obstetrician, Dr. Nishi, who is the chairman and managing director. And she is having 30 years of vast experience in the field of obstetrics. And in these years, she has dealt with thousands of people, starting right from preconception till the baby comes to this world. Currently, she is working in Sri Durlabji Memorial Hospital, Jaipur. We have Dr. Neetu, myself, who is CEO and who is happy to be your prenatal pediatrician. I am working as pediatric intensivist as well as allergy and asthma specialist in KIMS Health, Trivandrum for last 20 years. Then we have Miss Winnie, who is the director and who is the brain, mind, and soul behind the organization. She works behind the curtains and she manages everything. She is the content writer and is a versatile personality. The whole core team members have been trained as certified golden period educators from Omnio Future Academy, Bangalore. In addition, we have a support team which consists of dietitian, yoga expert, psychologist, Ayurvedic physician, natural birthing expert, and the neonatologist. What you are going to get from Vardaan, we are going to make you aware about how to enhance the holistic development of your baby, how to design your baby in full awareness in this golden period by understanding the medical aspects and enjoying this journey of creation. And by yourself learning and evolving to become better parents. Because we want to enhance your parenting skills by reducing the stress, anxiety, and prioritizing your things as well as enjoying this journey of parenting. Because we believe that if we want to change the life, we need to work in the beginning. What we offer is weekly sessions on various aspects of pregnancy, as well as monthly workshops on emphasizing particular domains of mental development. Also, we offer personalized services as well. So if you want to know more about us, you can contact us. We will be happy to help you. Thank you. And now I would like to invite Vinny ji to start today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Neetu ji, for such a wonderful introduction about Vardaan and our mission and the core team members and what we are going to offer to the parents in pregnancy and before pregnancy and during infancy of their children. So today's topic is about diet, which we are all very enthusiastic about. I think this is a topic where we all need to know what we should eat, how we should eat, how frequently we should eat. So this is a real, this is a very, very happening topic, which not only during the pregnancy, but everybody is kind of seeking some support, help, and awareness and guidance upon it. So to begin with, let me share my slides. So today's topic, as we all know, I think somebody has to be muted. Jagdishi, can you please put everybody on mute?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. So today's topic is, as we all have heard just now, that we are going to discuss the diet during pregnancy and lactation. We always have certain myths and facts about what actually the diet is. So we will clear these confusions in today's session as to what actually we need to eat and what we need to avoid during pregnancy. So today we have as a panelist Dr. Nishi Gupta, who is a gynecologist and an obstetrician. She will be guiding us through this very crucial time of pregnancy as to what diet a pregnant lady should have. Then we have our second panelist, Dr. Neetu Gupta, who is a pediatrician. She will also help us to guide upon the diet aspects during the lactation part. Then we have an expert, Ms. Surbhi Parekh, who is a dietitian, and she will be clearing most of our confusions, and she'll be telling us what actually the diet should be during pregnancy. And before that, I would like to just introduce her. She is a renowned dietitian, and she is a consultant dietitian and nutritionist. She is MSc Food and Nutrition NDDY. She is certified diabetes educator ADA APCCN from UK. She is also metabolic balance consultant from Germany, and she is a specialist in ketogenic diet, sports nutrition, and inborn errors of metabolism, nutrigenetics, FODMAP diet for IBS from Australia. And I'm Vinny Gupta. We are all four panelists that we will be giving our inputs on this topic today. So what is the general advice regarding food? As we all know that we should take good food. We are always told by the doctors, by the nutritionists, that we should take good food. Now, what is good food? Good food is, of course, a nutrition that includes all the nutrient components. That is good balance of vitamins, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, etc. Then what we understand, should we take good food? Does it really make a difference? So yes, of course, it is a must. Good food, like हम कहते हैं ना, जैसा अन्न वैसा मन. So it is absolutely applicable. If we eat good food, we will have a better health, better body construction, and we will be able to contribute to the better nutrition of the baby in the womb. So there is a question now. We need to self-reflect, and we need to understand that are we really consuming good food that has good amount of all the nutrients in the food articles that we eat? And what about a balanced diet? We need to take a balanced diet. We need to include the quantity, the volume of the food, and that includes all the nutrients. So right from morning till evening, we have to be aware of that what all things, food items, food dishes we have consumed throughout the day. And we need to understand that what actually we are eating, we have eaten throughout the day. So we need to be conscious about it. Now there is a question that how much a pregnant woman needs. There is generally a myth or a confusion amongst pregnant ladies that how much should we eat? Should we eat the double amount that we were eating previously to nourish our baby and ourselves? Or what we should eat? Should we eat the quantity for the two? So I think we have our specialist, Surbhi ji, who is going to tell us all about how much nutrition and how much diet we should consume during pregnancy that would nourish the baby and the mother. So I invite Surbhi ji to please share her thoughts upon this as to what should be the diet and what should be the volume of the diet. So welcome, Surbhi ji.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, ma'am. Hello, everyone. When we talk about nutrition, so definitely we need to take care of good nutrition when we talk about pregnancy. प्रेगनेंसी में जैसे कि अगर हम देखें तो एक नॉर्मल फीमेल की रिक्वायरमेंट अराउंड 16 to 1700 किलो कैलोरीज की होती है इफ फीमेल इज सेडेंटरी वर्कर. बट जब हम प्रेगनेंसी की बात करते हैं तो न्यूट्रिशन बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. फर्स्ट प्रेगनेंसी को वी डिवाइड इन 3 ट्राइमेस्टर्स. फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो वी डू नॉट नीड टू टेक लॉट्स ऑफ वी डू नॉट नीड टू इंक्रीज कैलोरीज एंड प्रोटीन्स एंड अदर न्यूट्रिशन बिकॉज इट इज ए मेंटेनेंस फेज है. और दूसरा इस फेज में मदर की बॉडी में बहुत सारे हार्मोनल चेंजेस होते हैं और उसके साथ साथ नॉजिया, वॉमिटिंग या मॉर्निंग सिकनेस बहुत कॉमनली प्रेजेंट रहता है. इस सिचुएशन में वी जस्ट नीड टू हैव नॉर्मल एंड वेल बैलेंस्ड डाइट. अगर हमारी नॉजिया की या मॉर्निंग सिकनेस की वजह से अगर हमारा डाइट थोड़ा कम भी हो रहा है तो देयर इज नो नीड टू वरी. व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, वी जस्ट हैव टू ईट स्मॉल एंड फ्रीक्वेंट मील्स. मॉर्निंग सिकनेस अगर है तो हम हमेशा ये बोलते हैं कि आपको मॉर्निंग में लिक्विड आइटम्स को थोड़ा सा अवॉइड करना है. whenever you are getting out from the bed, eat small and frequent something like toast या कुछ भी solid food item. तो फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में देयर इज नो नीड टू इंक्रीज एनी काइंड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. जब हम सेकेंड ट्राइमेस्टर की बात करते हैं तो यस फीटस इज ग्रोइंग. उस टाइम पे कैलोरीज के रिक्वायरमेंट थोड़ा इंक्रीज होती है समहाउ लाइक 300 to 350 कैलोरीज हमें होल ग्रेन से या फिर हमारे फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स से मिलती है. तो इतनी मात्रा कैलोरीज की वी हैव टू ऐड ऑन इन द डाइट इन द सेकेंड ट्राइमेस्टर. प्रोटीन की अगर हम बात करें तो अराउंड 7 to 10 ग्राम पर डे protein in our diet we need to increase in second trimester. फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में there is no need to increase. फैट अगर हम फैट की बात करते हैं तो अराउंड टोटल कैलोरी का 20 to 25% कैलोरी should be come from fat. Again, fat, there are 2-3 types of fat. एक saturated fat है, एक unsaturated fat है. Saturated fat को हमें less than 7% पे लिमिट करना चाहिए. वो हमें मिलता है घी से, बटर से. और जो अनसैचुरेटेड फैट होता है उस वो बेसिकली म्यूफाज एंड प्यूफाज हैं. तो रेस्ट कैलोरीज शुड बी कम फ्रॉम फैट. जो फैट वाला पोर्शन है दैट कम शुड बी फ्रॉम वेजिटेबल ऑयल्स या जो भी प्यूफा एंड म्यूफा रिच हमारे वेजिटेबल ऑयल्स होते हैं जैसे कि सनफ्लावर ऑयल्स है, सैफलावर ऑयल्स है, फ्लैक्स सीड्स ऑयल्स है या ऑलिव ऑयल्स है, कैनोला ऑयल्स है. तो इस और फिर जब हम थर्ड ट्राइमेस्टर की बात करते हैं तो यस सबसे ज्यादा जो ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट होता है फीटस का वो थर्ड ट्राइमेस्टर में होता है. उस टाइम पे मदर की रिक्वायरमेंट सबसे ज्यादा होती है. कैलोरीज की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो करीब 400 to 500 किलो कैलोरीज वी हैव टू ऐड ऑन इन द नॉर्मल रिक्वायरमेंट. तो अगर नॉर्मल फीमेल की रिक्वायरमेंट करीब 1600 कैलोरीज की है तो हम प्रेगनेंसी में थर्ड ट्राइमेस्टर में अराउंड 2000 to 2100 किलो कैलोरीज we need to give to the pregnant woman. प्रोटीन्स अराउंड 18 to 20 ग्राम हमें इंक्रीज करना होता है जो कि बेबी के प्रॉपर ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट के लिए जरूरी होता है. फैट की कैलोरीज विल रिमेन द सेम कि 20 to 25% ऑफ टोटल कैलोरीज शुड बी कम फ्रॉम द फैट. एक ये बहुत बड़ा मिथ है कि हमें अगर प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन है तो उसे डबल खाना है. देयर इज नथिंग लाइक दैट. फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में देयर इज नो नीड टू इंक्रीज द डाइट. सेकेंड ट्राइमेस्टर में कुछ हमें कैलोरीज एंड प्रोटीन्स इंक्रीज करना होता है तो वो हम डिवाइडेड मील्स में इंक्रीज करने के लिए सजेस्ट करते हैं. एंड थर्ड ट्राइमेस्टर में यस जितना भी हमें डाइट को इंक्रीज करना है दैट इज टोटली फॉर बेबी. बेबीज ग्रोथ, तो उसमें हमें प्रोटीन्स एंड कैलोरीज पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना है, बट जो कैलोरीज एंड प्रोटीन्स आएगा दैट शुड नॉट बी कम फ्रॉम बैड फूड आइटम्स। अगर हम कैलोरीज की बात करते हैं तो वी नीड टू ईट गुड अमाउंट ऑफ होल ग्रेन्स and fruits and vegetables. We should avoid eating refined food items and maybe lots of sugary items. प्रोटीन की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो प्रोटीन के सोर्सेज में हमें पल्सेस हैं, लेग्यूम्स हैं, और मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, नट्स हैं, सीड्स हैं, एंड द फीमेल्स हु आर कंज्यूमिंग नॉन वेजिटेरियन दे कैन हैव कुक्ड एंड बॉइल्ड eggs and maybe chicken and fish. So these are the requirements of a pregnant woman in first, second, and third trimester.
That was wonderful. So I think that is really clear the confusion amongst the pregnant women, and they will understand what to eat in the first trimester, in the second trimester, and the third trimester. And they need not worry if they have morning sickness, etc. So that will be covered in the later trimesters, and when they get settled, they will be able to recover and they will be able to balance their nutrition portion. So just a minute, I'll share my next slide. So we've discussed upon calories, proteins, and fat during pregnancy in all the 3 trimesters. Now we need to know that what should be the pregnancy plate for a pregnant woman. So Surbhiji, could you please throw some light on this?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. When we talk about pregnancy plate, then it should be look like a rainbow. जैसे कि रेनबो में सारे कलर्स होते हैं ना, ऐसी हमारी फुल डे की डाइट होनी चाहिए। तो अगर हम रेनबो प्लेट की बात करते हैं तो कम से कम 50% जो हमारा प्लेट है दैट शुड बी फिल्ड विद फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स। अगर हम फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स अच्छे अमाउंट में लेंगे तो वो हमारी बॉडी को या हमारे लिए हमारी जितनी भी विटामिन्स एंड मिनरल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट है, एंटीऑक्सीडेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट है, उसको फुलफिल करने में हमारी मदद करेगा। उसके बाद 1/4 जो रहेगा, one quarter portion that should come from cereals, whole grains. Whole grains हमें एनर्जी देने का काम करेंगे, मदर को और बेबी को थ्रू आउट द डे कंटिन्यूसली एनर्जी देगी और उन्हें एनर्जेटिक रखेंगे और बच्चे की ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट में हेल्प करेंगे। उसके बाद जो लास्ट 1/4 बचा है दैट कम्स फ्रॉम प्रोटीन। प्रोटीन बेबी की और मदर की दोनों की प्रॉपर ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट के लिए जरूरी है। प्रोटीन्स हमें मिलेगा पल्सेस से, मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट से, नट्स एंड सीड्स, पनीर, टोफू, सोयाबीन, सारी तरीके की दालें, और जो फीमेल्स नॉनवेज फूड आइटम्स लेती हैं उन्हें एग से, फिश एंड मे बी चिकन वी कैन कंज्यूम इन द डाइट। तो हमारी जो डाइट होगी वो इक्वली, उसमें अगर हम न्यूट्रिएंट्स की बात करते हैं तो हमारी डाइट में कार्बोहाइड्रेट प्रेजेंट होना चाहिए, वो हमें मिलेगा होल ग्रेन से, सीरियल से और हमारे फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल से। उसके बाद प्रोटीन जरूरी है जो कि बच्चे की ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट के लिए जरूरी है। प्रोटीन हमें मिलेगा सभी तरीके की दालों से और नट्स एंड सीड्स, एग्स और मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट से। फिर हम बात करते हैं विटामिन्स एंड मिनरल्स की। इनकी जो रिक्वायरमेंट होती है वो कम होती है, दे कम्स इन माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स। मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स में कार्ब्स, प्रोटीन्स एंड फैट आता है और ये आता है माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स में, बट इनकी प्रेजेंस डाइट में होना बहुत जरूरी है। अगर इनकी डेफिशिएंसी हमारी बॉडी में होगी तो प्रॉपर मेटाबॉलिज्म एंड एब्जॉर्प्शन मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स का बॉडी में नहीं होगा। तो विटामिन्स एंड मिनरल्स के लिए वी नीड टू इंक्लूड 5 to 6 servings of fruits and vegetables in the day. इनमें से 2-3 servings fruits की होनी चाहिए और बची हुई 5-6 servings vegetables की होनी चाहिए। when we talk about vegetables and fruits, तो हमारे लिए जो बहुत important चीज है जो हमें ध्यान में रखनी है, that we should consume all seasonal vegetables. हमें हमेशा seasonal vegetables और seasonal fruits पे focus करना है. उसका जो importance है वो सबसे पहला कि जब सीजनल फ्रूट को हम कंज्यूम करते हैं तो वो उनमें सबसे कम अमाउंट में प्रेजर्वेटिव्स और केमिकल्स होते हैं उनको ग्रो करने के लिए. दूसरा, जब केमिकल्स और प्रेजर्वेटिव्स का अमाउंट कम होता है तो वो न्यूट्रिएंट रिच होते हैं, उनमें बहुत अच्छी मात्रा में हमें नेचुरल न्यूट्रिएंट्स मिल पाते हैं. तो इसलिए हमें सीजनल फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स को इंक्लूड करना है. दूसरा इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, हमें अपनी प्लेट में जो हमारे 100 किलोमीटर्स के अंदर में फूड आइटम्स ग्रो हो रहे हैं, सबसे ज्यादा वो इंक्लूड करने चाहिए. चाहे ग्रेन्स की बात हो, चाहे पल्सेस की बात हो, चाहे फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स की बात हो. क्योंकि जितना ज्यादा आपका जो बॉडी है, हमारे जो जीन्स हैं, वो हमारे आसपास के क्लाइमेट के अकॉर्डिंग है. तो उसके लिए जो सबसे बेटर फूड है वो हमारे 100 किलोमीटर्स के जो डायमीटर में फूड अवेलेबल हो रहा है या फूड ग्रो हो रहा है, दैट इज द बेस्ट फूड फॉर अस. तो इस तरीके से हमें कार्ब्स, प्रोटीन्स, फैट्स, विटामिन्स, मिनरल्स को डाइट में ऐड करना होता है. साथ ही साथ हमें वाटर के प्रॉपर इनटेक, वाटर हमारे बॉडी के लिए प्रॉपर जरूरी है. अराउंड 2-3 लीटर्स ऑफ वाटर का कंजप्शन ये डाइट के न्यूट्रिएंट्स के साथ साथ बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि जितना भी हम लेंगे डाइट, वो हमारे बॉडी के एक एक सेल और टिश्यू तक सिर्फ वाटर पहुंचा सकता है. तो हमारी प्लेट जो एक हेल्दी होगी, उसमें हम ये सारी चीजों को इंक्लूड करेंगे. और बहुत ज्यादा पैक्ड फूड आइटम्स या फ्राइड फूड आइटम्स या रिफाइंड शुगरी फूड आइटम्स को हम इनकॉर्पोरेट नहीं करेंगे. तो these things we have to add in a pregnancy plate. And rest जो preservatives वाले food items हैं या जितने भी packed food items हैं, these we will try to avoid as much as we can.
Oh, so beautifully explained. I think the pregnant ladies will remember, according to the rainbow color, that what all food items should be included in the diet, and this will help them to remember what all has to be, what food items has to be included. And one thing which I really liked in this was that we should consume indigenous food that is available in our local markets as close to our environment and as close to our areas, because that will provide more nutrition and the freshness of the food that will be available to us. And that is really beautifully illustrated, Surbiji. And now we all really want to know that if somebody is consuming only vegetarian food, so do you think that it will help the lady to accomplish her daily RDA? That is the
Yes, ma'am.
daily.
It is a myth that vegetarian people are not getting proper proteins. If you are consuming a well balanced diet, then definitely we are getting our RDA. When we talk about a well balanced diet, so we have to focus on some food nutrients like protein हमारे diet में पूरा जाना चाहिए. उसके साथ साथ कैल्शियम पूरा जाना चाहिए. विटामिन डी है, B12 है, जिंक है, फॉलेट है. These things, these nutrition, we have to be focused in our diet when we talk about RDA. तो अगर हम डाइट को बैलेंस करके लेंगे वेजिटेरियन डाइट को, तो डेफिनेटली हमें आरडीए के हिसाब से हमारा पूरा न्यूट्रिशन मिलेगा. अगर हम प्रोटीन्स की बात करेंगे तो देयर इज नो नीड टू टेक, अगर कोई नॉनवेज नहीं खाता है तो देयर इज नो नीड टू टेक नॉनवेज कंपल्शन, ऐसा कोई कंपल्शन नहीं है. हम अपने प्रोटीन की रिक्वायरमेंट्स को पल्सेस से, सीरियल से, पल्सेस से, नट से, मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट से भी पूरा कर सकते हैं. सीड्स हैं, उनसे हम पूरा कर सकते हैं. कैल्शियम की रिक्वायरमेंट हमारे सारे मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट से पूरी होगी. विटामिन डी के लिए काउज मिल्क इज ए बेटर ऑप्शन एंड सनलाइट इज ए गुड ऑप्शन. B12 हमें मिलेगा डेयरी प्रोडक्ट से, और जो भी मदर्स एगिटेरियन है दे कैन हैव एग और मे बी योगर्ट. It will also give you some amount of B12. जिंक के लिए हमें होल ग्रेन्स, नट्स एंड सीड्स को हमारे डाइट में इनकॉर्पोरेट करना है. एंड फॉलेट वील गेट विद ग्रीन लीफी वेजिटेबल्स. तो हमें इन सारे फूड आइटम्स पे अटेंशन पे करना है. और अगर हम ये सारी चीजें एक कंबाइन में या हमारे 24 आवर्स की डाइट में और मील प्लेट में ऐड करते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली वी कैन अचीव आवर आरडीए. कहीं भी हमें नॉनवेज को इंक्लूड करने की डाइट में जरूरत नहीं है।
Oh, very nice. So we really are coming out of this myths that if only non-veg food is consumed, only then we can have our vitamin B12 covered. So there are so many food items that will also provide B12. It was a myth that only the non-vegetarian people get the better amount of B12. So this is very good that we get a little bit of B12 through eggs and other limited food items that are there in the vegetarian foodstuffs also. So now our next question, which I think our participants would like to know is that can the pregnant ladies eat fruits and fruit juices? Is it recommended during pregnancy, or how much, what quantity and what kind of fruits do they need to consume during the pregnancy time?
Definitely pregnant women needs good amount of fruits and veg fruits in our diet, because fruits हमारे लिए न्यूट्रिशन के विटामिन्स मिनरल्स और एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स के पैक्ड सोर्सेज हैं। अगर ये हम डाइट में नहीं लेंगे तो विटामिन्स मिनरल्स की हमारी बॉडी में कमी होगी, इम्यूनिटी हमारा बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रांग नहीं होगा। तो डेफिनेटली वी शुड कंज्यूम फ्रूट्स अराउंड 2 to 3 servings in a day, means around 200 to 250 grams of fruits we can consume easily. Again, I'll focus on seasonal available fruit items, क्योंकि जितना आप seasonal food available fruit items को लेंगे उतना आपको न्यूट्रिशन बेटर मिलेगा, और अगर हम कोल्ड स्टोरेज वाले लेंगे तो हमें उनमें न्यूट्रिशन नहीं मिलेगा। When we compare fruits and juices, then I will always take the side of fruits, because फ्रूट्स आपको हमें एक होलसम फाइबर भी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, हमें न्यूट्रिशन भी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, एंड दे आर मेंटेनिंग आवर ब्लड ग्लूकोज लेवल्स आल्सो, बिकॉज प्रेगनेंसी में जीडीएम होने के चांसेस काफी हद तक हाई रहते हैं अगर हमारी डाइट प्रॉपर नहीं होती, या हमारी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी प्रॉपर नहीं है, या हमारी उस प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे स्ट्रेस है, या हमारी कोई जेनेटिक हिस्ट्री है। तो अगर हम फ्रूट्स एंड फ्रूट जूसेस की बात करें तो फ्रूट इज ए बेटर ऑप्शन। वो हमें न्यूट्रिशन के साथ साथ फाइबर भी देगा, जो कि हमारे ब्लड शुगर लेवल्स को मेंटेन करने में हमारी हेल्प करेगा। और अगर कोई मदर फ्रूट जूसेस लेना भी चाहती हैं तो try to avoid taking packed fruit juices, because they contains a lot of preservatives and just essence and food colors. They are not real juices. तो अगर आपको लेना है तो आप सिर्फ होममेड और विद पल्प वाले जूसेस लीजिए, और पैक्ड फ्रूट जूसेस को अवॉइड करिए, और जितना पॉसिबल हो सके उतना बी स्टिक ऑन फ्रेश फ्रूट्स, नॉट जूसेस।
Very true, Surbhi, because fruit juices even contain added sugar. So I think that will also limit the intake of sugar if we avoid packed juices, especially. And of course, fresh fruit juices are recommended, but above the juices, I think fresh fruits are absolutely the first choice because it contains a lot of fiber and it will go into the system naturally, unprocessed. Even when we prepare fresh juices, then also they go through processing and they come into carbonation. They come into the contact of carbon dioxide. So I think that is absolutely true, which you said that fresh fruits are, of course, the first choice above any kind of juices, whether packed or fresh juices. So now we go to the next slide, that how frequently I should take food. Now, this is also another myth and a cause of confusion amongst the mothers, and especially the first time mothers who are pregnant, and they really don't know how frequently they should eat. Should they go after their hunger, or it is just because it is recommended, so they should go for 2 hourly meals, or what, how actually they should take this, how frequently they should eat meals. So we need to know that. So can you please?
Ma'am, yeah,
Yes.
we always suggest to take small and frequent meals, as we can see कि first trimester में morning sickness या hormonal changes की वजह से as it is mother doesn't want to eat anything, and if we force them to eat तो वो या तो nausea होगा या it will not get easily digested. तो we always say that eat small and frequent meals. अब जब हम small and frequent meals की बात करेंगे तो 3 should be major meals like your breakfast, your lunch and your dinner. उसके बीच में हमारे 2 to 3 स्नैक्स होने चाहिए, और स्नैक्स में यू कैन हैव समथिंग स्मॉल क्वांटिटी का प्रोटीन रिच स्नैक, और मे बी fruit you can have, or maybe liquid food items you can have. So we need to take in divided doses. We never need to take कि हमने पूरा लंच किया है तो उसमें 4 चपाती खानी है, उसी से न्यूट्रिशन आपका पूरा होगा. So try to eat every 2 to 3 hourly. सबसे पहले जैसे कि मॉर्निंग में उठते ही अगर आपने नट्स या सीड्स लिए, या अगर आपका मन है तो यू कैन टेक वाटर, मे बी सौंफ एंड इलायची का वाटर ऑल्सो. उसके बाद कुछ मदर्स को टी की हैबिट होती है, दे कैन टेक टी. टी के साथ they can take 2-3 pieces of protein biscuits. Then after 1 or 2 hours they can go with breakfast. Breakfast में they have to take cereal and protein का combination means they need to take good amount of energy to start their day, and they need to take good amount of protein also for maintenance. तो उसमें हम combination बोलते हैं कि आप milk लीजिए ताकि वो आपको complete protein दे पाए, and उसके साथ any cereal preparation, 1 serving mothers can take. After that, we can in between breakfast and lunch, we can always add 1 snack. Maybe it can be a coconut water, it can be fruit, it can be fruit juices, or maybe fruits with छाछ and lassi, whatever mother wants to take. उसके बाद हम लंच के लिए बोलते हैं कि आप लंच कीजिए. We never say कि आप overeat करिए. Overeat will be bad for you and for your baby also. Try to eat जितना आपसे खाया जा रहा है. And जब आप आपका लंच का प्लेट ले रहे हैं, तो we have to take cereal also, we have to take pulse also for protein. We have to add vitamins and minerals, so we can add salads and good vegetables. Again, food को palatable बनाने के लिए we need fat also, so we can take a combination of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids, and of course water. So this will be our proper lunch. After lunch, we can take around 3 or 4. They can take small snack like कुछ थोड़ा सा पनीर खा लिया, or maybe rasgulla, so they can fulfill protein ka requirement, or maybe nuts and seeds they can have. Then around 5 they can again take their tea, and along with the tea any protein ka snack like maybe dal ka chila खा लिया, sprouts खा लिया, sprout का टिक्की खाया, या फिर कुछ nuts and seeds लिए. After that they can go with dinner. डिनर में सैलड या सूप. अगर हम प्रॉपर अमाउंट में फाइबर भी लेते रहेंगे तो वो मदर्स को बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली कॉन्स्टिपेशन की प्रॉब्लम होती है ड्यूरिंग प्रेगनेंसी. कई फीमेल्स को पाइल्स भी बहुत ज्यादा एग्रीवेट हो जाते हैं. तो उस सिचुएशन से बचने के लिए प्रॉपर अमाउंट ऑफ फाइबर, प्रॉपर अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोटीन एंड प्रॉपर अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर इज नेसेसरी, एंड फिजिकल एक्टिविटी. तो हम लंच डिनर तक हम दाल, सब्जी एंड सीरियल सारी चीजों का कॉम्बिनेशन लेंगे. एंड आफ्टर दैट बेड टाइम दे कैन टेक एनीथिंग लाइक मे बी मिल्क, हॉट मिल्क, कोल्ड मिल्क, मे बी रसगुल्ला, पनीर या फ्रूट कस्टर्ड, या एनी मखाना खीर और कैरेट खीर, ताकि आपका जो ओवरनाइट का फास्टिंग होगा उसमें आपको न्यूट्रिशन और एनर्जी प्रॉपर आपको और बच्चे को मिलता रहे.
So that was an elaborate meal plan for the day, and the frequency as to how frequently a lady should eat. In fact, it is covering the whole day, and I don't think that anybody requires more than these meals. So it is very well explained, and there are so many choices, food choices also that a lady can have. So now we have one most important question is during the pregnancy. This is a very important question that when during pregnancy, I think otherwise also we all have a craving of spicy food. And especially during pregnancy, I think it gets aggravated, it gets much more higher. So we need to know that are we allowed, or is it okay to take spicy food during pregnancy? Because we are nourishing the child inside, and sometimes it is said that it must be craving of the baby, or it is interpreted in many ways. So we need to know as a specialist from you that should we recommend, or should we eat spicy food during this time?
See, if we are taking spicy food in moderation, then it will not create any harm to the baby as well as mother. बट अगर जैसे मदर्स को मॉर्निंग सिकनेस है, या जैसे जैसे आप सेकेंड और थर्ड ट्राइमेस्टर की तरफ मदर्स अप्रोच करती हैं, तो दे फील्स हार्ट बर्निंग और रिगर्जिटेशन बिकॉज फीटस का साइज बढ़ रहा है, तो रिगर्जिटेशन है, हार्ट बर्न है, सिकनेस इनिशियली होती है, या फिर एसिडिटी इश्यूज होते हैं। तो अगर मदर इनमें से कोई भी प्रॉब्लम को फेस कर रही है, then definitely we should avoid eating frequently spicy food. Sometimes if जैसे कि हमने पिक्चर लगाया पानी पूरी का, if mother is having cravings of pani puri, yes she can have, but sometimes she can have because ये fried भी है, तो फ्राइड होने के कारण ये आपको एसिडिटी भी क्रॉस करेगा और रिगर्जिटेशन और हार्टबर्न को भी प्रॉब्लम भी कॉज करेगा। और जैसे जैसे सेकंड और थर्ड ट्राइमेस्टर आता है तो इंडाइजेशन के इश्यूज भी बढ़ने लग जाते हैं। तो अगर आपकी बॉडी आपको अलाउ कर रही है तो इन मॉडरेशन यू कैन हैव स्पाइसी फूड, बट इफ बॉडी इज शोइंग सम सिम्टम्स लाइक रिगर्जिटेशन, एसिडिटी, bloating, heartburn, or maybe nausea, then we should avoid and we should eat less of spicy food. And yes, physical activity is very necessary. अगर हम spicy food खाने के बाद physically active नहीं है, so that can also create problems to the mother.
So can I add a word of caution here? Even if you are having a craving for the, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I just wanted to add a word of caution here that in case there is a craving for the spicy food, but please make sure not to eat the outside food. Even if you have craving, make it at home so that you know what ingredients have been added. And secondly, it will reduce the risk of infections which come from eating raw food outside. So A, you can reduce the spices at your will, and B, you will save yourself from the external infections, which is very common. And because pregnancy is a immunocompromised condition, wherein there is a possibility that the acquiring of infections is great. Normally, also, even in a non-pregnant person, we always say that eating pani puri outside or maybe eating raw foodstuffs outside can lead to infections. Hepatitis A, typhoid, these infections are very common, especially in India. So please avoid anything eating raw outside. Make whatever you want to eat raw in your home, in your supervision. So that is what I wanted to add here.
Very true, Nishiji. You have added a lot on this, and I think I really fully go with this. As Subhiji said that, yes, that is also true that you need to understand your body type. If you have good digestion towards this spicy food, of course, you can yourself decide as to how frequently you should eat spicy food. And as Nishiji said that it would, I think we should prefer homemade spicy food so that we can balance the spices and the kind of taste that we have. We can prepare it at home as per our digestion capacity and as per our taste. So there is another question which the pregnant women have, and that is a very important question. And I think Surbhiji would address it very beautifully as to sometimes the sugar levels increase during the pregnancy. So when the doctor says that the sugar levels are high in a mother during pregnancy, so how should that be controlled through diet? So that is very important. So we need to know from you, Surbhiji, how to handle that and how to manage our food so that the sugar levels don't go high every time.
When sugar levels are high, ma'am, then we need to do some changes in the diet. जो सबसे important change है, that is we have to cut down the sugar वाला part. Refined sugars हो चाहे invisible sugars हो. So when we talk about invisible sugars, like some fruits and some vegetables which are high in glycemic index, these things we have to cut down. Like if we talk about vegetables, then aloo and potato and sweet potato and arbi, these things we have to avoid. When we talk about fruits, then the fruits who have high GI index, these are mango, banana, chiku, lychee, grapes, and of course fruit juices. These food items totally we have to exclude from the diet, because agar sugars बढ़े हुए रहेंगे, तो that will cause some harm to the baby. इसके साथ साथ हमें डाइट में प्रोटीन को इंक्रीज करना है. प्रोटीन को इंक्रीज करने के लिए सारे प्रोटीन रिच आइटम्स को वी कैन ऐड इन द डाइट. सेकेंड थिंग, वी नीड टू इंक्रीज द अमाउंट ऑफ फाइबर इन द डाइट. जितना ज्यादा मदर फाइबर लेगी, उतना ज्यादा ब्लड शुगर को बैलेंस करने में मदर को हेल्प मिलेगी। फाइबर को आई नो कि मदर कैन नॉट ईट लॉट्स ऑफ दैट सैलेड्स, पूरे दिन वो नहीं खा सकती, तो वी कैन डू सम लिटिल चेंजेस इन देयर डाइट, लाइक हमें होल ग्रेन्स को डाइट में ऐड करना है। होल ग्रेन्स अगर जाएंगे तो हमें कुछ अमाउंट में फाइबर उनसे मिलेगा, साथ में हमें नट्स एंड सीड्स को डाइट में ऐड करना है, प्रोटीन्स अच्छा लेना है। सैलेड्स को हम सैलेड्स के फॉर्म में भी दे सकते हैं, दे कैन हैव इन सूप्स फॉर्म, लाइक चपाती का हम जब हम चपाती के लिए बोल रहे हैं तो हम चपाती में उनके होल ग्रेन्स 2-3 टाइप्स ऑफ ग्रेन्स को मिक्स कर रहे हैं, so that we can increase the fiber content in chapati. Vegetables they can take easily, और चपाती भी they can take like पालक का चपाती, पालक स्टफिंग का, और मे बी कैरेट स्टफिंग का चपाती, मूली स्टफिंग का चपाती, ताकि हम थोड़ा थोड़ा करके फाइबर कंटेंट को डाइट में बढ़ा पाए। साथ ही साथ हमें डाइट में या मिड मील्स में, इन बिटवीन मील्स में मदर्स कैन ऐड सूप्स, वेजिटेबल सूप्स होममेड, पैकेट वाले सूप्स को वी विल नॉट अलाउड। तो इस तरीके से करके हमें थोड़ा थोड़ा करके पूरी डाइट में फाइबर को ऐड करना पड़ेगा। जितने भी हाई ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स के फूड आइटम्स हैं उनको डाइट से कट डाउन करना पड़ेगा, एंड डेफिनेटली शुगरी आइटम्स को टोटली फॉर अ टाइम बिंग वी नीड टू स्टॉप। हमें मदर को बीइंग ए मदर ये समझना चाहिए कि ये जो फेज है ये दिस इज अ टेम्पररी फेज मोस्टली, कि अगर आपने प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे और अगर आपको ब्लड शुगर लेवल्स हाई जा रहे हैं उस टाइम पे अगर हमने डाइट का प्रॉपर अच्छे से ध्यान रखा, एंड वी हैव स्टार्टेड विद फिजिकल एक्टिविटी आल्सो, देन 90% चांसेस आर लाइक कि आफ्टर डिलीवरी इट विल रिजॉल्व। और अगर हमने प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे डाइट को अच्छे से बैलेंस नहीं किया और फिजिकल एक्टिविटी या योगा हमने नहीं स्टार्ट किया, तो इट कैन कंटिन्यू इन लेटर ईयर्स ऑफ लाइफ आल्सो। तो डाइट पे ध्यान रखना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। सब फर्स्ट चीज, हाई ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स फ्रूट आइटम्स को कट करना है, शुगरी आइटम्स को कट करना है, फाइबर को डाइट में इंक्रीज करना है, एंड प्रोटीन को डाइट में इंक्रीज करना है, एंड फिजिकल एक्टिविटी को 1 आवर डेली रूटीन में ऐड करना है।
Very nice. So, we have understood by this that we need to modify the diet, the food items that we eat. We can continue with the same foodstuffs to an extent, but not the sugar part. The cereals, the atta and the chapati, we can have the same way, but in a little modified way. Like, as you said, that spinach chapati or carrot chapati, I think that will add to the taste also. And in fact, that will be more palatable. And of course, the exercise part and the other physical activities are always recommended, whether during pregnancy or without, when there is no pregnancy. I think then we can control these sugar levels. So that was really beautifully presented by Surbhi. Now I have another question that is for Nishi ji to address, and that is where always the pregnant women, they have this myth or confusion that how much weight gain should be there during pregnancy. So Nishiji, I invite you to please answer this and let the women and participants of our today's discussion meeting understand about this. So Nishiji,
1 minute,
please.
Viniji. 1 minute,
Yeah,
Viniji.
thank you. Yeah.
Surbhi, thank you so much for such a elaborate session. And really, you have succeeded in breaking many, many myths. So I'm sure that we have exceeded the time because she had given us the time till 8:30 and we have already exceeded. So maybe if you want, you can leave because we have already taken your enough time. And if you continue with us, we have no problem.
Not an issue,
Absolutely,
ma'am.
we will continue the session. But thank you, such a beautiful explanation. Yeah.
Pleasure is all mine, ma'am. Thanks to you
Yes,
all.
absolutely true. I think Neetuji has
Actually, I
little
would also like to,
my part.
yeah.
Actually,
I would also like to thank Surbhi. Despite her personal commitments, she was here for the meeting. And what I will do is, most of the many of the participants might have some questions for Surbhi. So I'll share Surbhi's number on the WhatsApp group, and you can connect with her anytime. You can take a pre-appointment with her, and you can connect with her. That's going to be great, and you can even go for your personalized diet plans with her, because she is a very profound dietitian, and I know her for many years. So thank you, Surbhi, once again for
Thank
joining
you
our
so much,
session,
ma'am.
and
Thank you.
hope to
From
see
my
Pleasure is
you.
all
side,
mine.
Hope,
From my side also, I
Thank
must
you, sir.
appreciate Surbhi because, we were expecting you to be with us for just half an hour, but I think you also just went with the flow, and you were so much dedicated to answering these questions, and I'm so much impressed by your presentation.
Thank you
It
so
has
much,
really
ma'am.
left, yes, it has really left a great mark on us that you really wanted to express everything elaborately as nothing to be left behind. So thank you very much from Team Vardhan, and we would love to be connected with you in the coming times. And so all the
Definitely,
best.
ma'am.
Yes,
Definitely.
and
Thank
thank
you,
you so
ma'am.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. So now I would request Nishiji, please, can you please answer this as to how much weight gain a pregnant woman should during the time of pregnancy and till the end of the pregnancy?
Yes, so again, if we talk in terms of trimesters, we break it into three: the first trimester, second trimester, and the third trimester. The first trimester, because of vomiting and nausea, most of the pregnant mothers, they have nausea and vomiting because of the changes in the hormonal milieu of the inside. So the first 3 months, there could be weight gain by 1 to 5 kgs only. And in certain circumstances where there is a lot of nausea, the weight might even drop. So there is nothing to worry about it. Don't overeat. Don't try to make it a myth that because pregnancy has happened, so you just have to keep eating and eating and eating, because people are worried. I'm not able to eat. How will I put on my weight? Madam, I am also losing weight. So don't worry, because in the second and third trimesters, when the hormonal system is going to be the hormones which have risen in the first trimester, they will reduce. You will be able to eat, so don't worry on that. In the second trimester, the weight gain is generally from approximately 5 kgs or so, and in the third trimester, maximum weight gain happens, which could be variable from 5 to 7 kgs. So if we go to the next slide, I think I'll be able to throw more light on the weight gain as per the BMI. Can we have the next slide, please?
Yes, definitely. Just a moment. So now we will be
So
discussing
if
about the basal metabolic index, and Nishiji will be telling us about this, whether it has any effect on weight gain. Yes, please, Nishiji,
So
please tell us.
if you see that the BMI of less than 18.5 is considered to be underweight, how you calculate the BMI is you have to take the weight in kgs and divide it with your height in meter square. So that will calculate your BMI. So if it is less than 18.5, it is underweight. If it is 18.5 to 24.9, it is normal weight. If it is between 25 to 29.9 is overweight, and more than 30 is obese. So according to the weight and according to your height, you calculate your BMI. And if we say that the normal weight gain during pregnancy is 17 to sorry, approximately 12.5 to 17 to 18 kg. So this is for the normal BMI. So if it is underweight, meaning if it is less than 15, so we expect the weight gain to be on the higher side, that is around 17 to 18 kgs during pregnancy. If it is overweight, it has to be between say 7 to 12.5 kgs, and if it is obese, then the weight gain should actually be restricted to not more than 7 kgs throughout the pregnancy. So accordingly, you will have to eat balanced diet in the sense that you are taking enough proteins, enough vitamins and minerals, but you have to cut down on in the overweight and in the obese mothers. You have to cut down on sugars. In fact, not cut down, you have to completely stop taking sugars and take fat to the minimum requirement. So that is how the weight gain and the calorie and the BMI, there is a correlation between these two.
So now there is a question next, Nishiji, where the pregnant women would love to understand that I feel like vomiting. So what does it mean, and how does a pregnant woman tackle this situation? Because this is a very common thing that occurs in the first trimester of the pregnancy. So how should she approach to it?
So if you see that few women will have a lot of vomiting, while most of them will have nausea and little vomiting. So as far as the nausea and vomiting is concerned, small frequent meals, because there is hyperacidity. The acid secretion in the stomach is more in a pregnant woman as compared to a normal person. So what this acid is doing is it is causing more and more vomiting. So first is avoid items which lead to increased acidity. Second is you need to eat small frequent meals, right? Because when you have put in something in the stomach, it neutralizes the acid in the stomach. So that's very important. Third is, I think if you go to the previous slide, Viniji. Yeah, so you can take antacids uh, from time to time, especially the liquid antacids. They will cause only local effect. So not to worry too much about. You can take antacids even 4 or 5 times in a day. Third is, even if you're not putting on weight, don't worry. Third is, I always recommend to my pregnant women who are having a lot of acidity that they can go for even Kunjal Kriya. Kunjal Kriya is actually a natural method of reducing the acid in the stomach. Early morning on waking up, you, the mother drinks 4 to 5 glasses of lukewarm water with a pinch of salt and prickles the throat and pours it out again. I mean, vomits it out again. So whatever acid has collected throughout the night, that will actually come out of the system, and the mother becomes very comfortable throughout the day. So in the first 2-3 months where the acidity problem is more, this can be used. But not necessarily so. If somebody is comfortable doing the Kunjal Kriya, can be done because this helps throughout the day.
Yes, very well explained, because it is the acidity that makes this makes the nausea happen. And I think we need to control the acidity part, and that can be done by antacids or the Kunjal Kriya, as Nishiji said very well. So now our next question to Nishiji is, my baby is not growing well inside. So how I can make him grow better? Like when it is established that the baby's weight is not gaining. So what should a pregnant woman do about it?
So, if suppose you have been told by your doctor that the growth of the baby is not adequate, there are certain ways by which we can enhance the growth of the baby. The first and foremost is to take balanced nutrition with a lot of with the high protein diet, lot of amino acids, fluids, liquids like coconut water, and there is also amino acids, arginine sachet, meaning that that's a combination of arginine in the sachet. If it is taken, it increases the blood flow to the growing baby. The next most important is, after eating food or even otherwise, it is good to lie on the left lateral side, meaning uh, उल्टे हाथ की करवट से लेकर के लेटना है, because when you lie on the left lateral side, the weight of the uterus, it sort of is turned on the left hand side, and it releases the pressure on the blood vessels, so the blood circulation to the baby increases. So there is a combination of methods by which the blood circulation and the nutrient supply to the baby is going to increase, and it's going to help the baby to develop and grow better.
So that is a very natural way of how we can take care of the growth of the baby and the weight gain of the baby. So now there is one very important question that might be there in the pregnant women that uh, 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 let me share my next slide. It is always understood that whether we should, whether during the labor time, should we be hungry or should we eat something? And if we need to, or we can eat something, what can I eat? So this is a very big question that pregnant women feel. So Nishiji, can you please tell the participants that what actually a pregnant woman eats during the labor time?
Yes, so for the labor, when the mother is in active state of labor, it is always recommended to take liquids only, and liquids also very clear liquids, because clear liquids like maybe half strength milk, coconut water, electrol powder, and plain water. Because anytime, because of the labor pain and because of the various hormones which are being released, there is a tendency to vomiting. Secondly, in case the labor doesn't progress or for any other reasons, a C-section has to be done, the stomach should not be full, because doing a C-section on full stomach could be little risky. So little, you just need to hydrate yourself, and you need to take minerals and water. So it is always recommended that during labor, just take liquids, nothing solid, no fiber, nothing. But yes, in the latent phase of labor, when the labor has just begun and you have not entered into the active phase of labor, then you can take small snack, because that time the labor is going to take a lot of time to go into the active labor, and generally the complications which may need cesarean section are very less in the latent phase of labor. So in that uh, time, you can, or the mother can take a mild or light snack.
So that was very good enlightenment about what nutrition during the pregnancy in different stages and how we can improve the weight gain of the baby and what we should eat during the labor time. So now my next question will be for Dr. Neetu, that how should I eat if I deliver through vaginal delivery, if the delivery is through vaginal delivery or it is an LSCS. So I invite Neetu ji to please answer this question. Over to you, Neetu ji.
Thank you, Vinayji. Am I audible? Okay, right. So when you deliver vaginally, it is like a normal delivery. It is a physiological way. After that, because your body gets tired, as Nishiji said, that you need to hydrate yourself better. So we often emphasize that you can take normal food, but that should be more fluids, more semi-liquid kind of diet, at least on first or second day. But once you get rid of pains, once the things are settling down by day 2 or by day 3, you should really switch to normal food. Whatever you eat normally, and whatever you feel like eating, you can eat it. But obviously, homemade food, easily digestible food, no fried or spicy food, no heavy dals or something. So all those precautions still come, but then that is the normal diet. When you deliver through cesarean section is just like any abdominal surgery. So when we do surgery, usually on day 1, we do not give you anything at least for 6 to 8 hours. By that time, effect of anesthesia is over. And then we start with liquids, again, semi-soft diet on day 2. And by the time you have passed motion and the gut starts functioning normally, that time we switch to a normal diet. So that is the little bit difference between the normal vaginal delivery and CS. But otherwise, most of the times we give fluids first, then semi-soft diet, and we switch to normal diet as soon as you are comfortable and you are able to take it.
Very beautiful, because so far we have understood what food to be taken during the pregnancy. So it is equally very important to know what diet should be taken after delivery during the infancy of the child. So that will also help in increasing the milk and the lactation. So Nituji, we need to know from you that after delivery, can the pregnant ladies eat heavy food depending on the kind of delivery that you just mentioned? So can you please elaborate on this a little bit more?
First, you tell me what is heavy food. Because the definition of heavy food is different as per different people and different beliefs. Okay. So heavy food means, if you are meaning by pulses, pulses are easily digestible and they give you a lot of proteins. So definitely for the initial 2 or 3 days, by the time body system set in within the normal rhythm, we do give diluted pulses, not very heavily cooked, but yeah, you can take dal soups, you can take, not a problem. And once your system returns to normal, you can very well take this, whatever picture you have put, that rajma, chana, and white chana. So all those things we can take it. So then what we have to do is, all these heavy dals, so-called heavy dals, can be taken because they are a very good source of protein. So they must be taken because that will help you in increasing the milk production as well as in growth of your baby.
So that is really an eye-opening, because out of the slide, I was thinking that they are to be avoided, but it is very good to hear that they can be included in the diet. In the diluted form, in a very thin consistency, they can be consumed. So now, since
that
it
too
is
in the initial phase. But after, once you
right.
return to normal diet, you can very well take it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now it is in today's anxious mothers, this is a very big question, that how to increase the milk, breast milk. Because sometimes it happens due to anxiety or due to postpartum depression, there is scarcity of milk, breast milk, and the mothers get anxious. And sometimes the child is also not able to suckle. So what nutrients, or what kind of food that the mother should take to increase the breast milk, that would help the breast milk to flow easily and in sufficient quantity, that would be sufficient for the child to be satisfied, and how we can increase the breast milk through food?
First thing is that you have to understand the normal rhythm of breast milk. First day, there will be no milk. The milk production starts on day 3. But whatever milk is there on first 2 days, that is sufficient for the baby. Second is, the actual lactation failure exists only in 0.5% women. Baki all other, it is in the mind. Third thing is, during pregnancy, roughly we say that 1.5 times of pre-pregnant requirement you should take. But during lactation, we should take almost double of the pre-pregnancy requirement. So you should be really very good at eating. Do not be miser. Do not think about that you are gaining weight and you will spoil your figure and all those things. All this weight is going to be shed down. Don't worry. But this time, whatever nutrition you take, that is very much essential for your baby's initial growth. So do not be miser in that. Please take 6 meals, 3 major meals and 3 minor meals, 6 to 8 glasses of fluids, 6 to 8 hours of sleep. That is very important. Because of the babies waking up and requiring milk, what we advise usually mothers, then baby sleeps, please sleep with the baby, because you have to wake up in the night. So do not compromise on your sleep. So that is important. And the most important is, do not be stressed. This is natural thing. This is God gifted thing. This is naturally going to come to you. But if you get stressed, nothing can help you. So that is what I will advise.
I think Nituji very well put together this thing, that it is a modern day myth that don't eat too much, you will gain weight, and then what will happen? How will you shed it off? And weight gain is never good. So I think this is a very big myth which has been cleared today, that we should eat as per our requirements, as per the required calories. So I think we should never think of weight gain during this time. We should only focus about the secretion of milk that would be sufficient for the baby. And now we need to also know what is actually eating mindfully. What does it mean, that how much we have learned so much that we should have all the nutrients in our diet, but what actually it means that eating mindfully. So Nituji, can you please focus, just enlighten us upon this? What is eating mindfully?
This is the crux of what all we heard just now. What all we heard from Nishiji, Surbhi, and myself. So whatever you eat, whatever, just take care of these things. One, moderation. If you want to eat something, eat it. It's okay. It doesn't matter. But please do eat in moderation. Then it is eating. Eating is like, it is enjoyable activity. Do not break into science of nutrition, this much carbohydrate, this much protein, and this much fat. What appeals to you from inside? What your baby demands? Eat it, but with the principles of science, with the principles of moderation. Look at your plate. What is the source of your food? Is it nature, or is it man-made or processed food? Always prefer nature, because nature is close to God. Nature will never harm us. And always look into your plate, because one of the talk I heard from a very famous dietitian, what she said is, just look at your plate, whatever the active things are there, just see that how much they were close to nature and when were they brought out of the nature. That means, when did you pluck this cauliflower? When did you, how long it has been processed or in a packet? And as Surbhi clearly mentioned, it should grow within 100 kilometers and it should have a local name. If you eat burger and it doesn't have a local name, then probably it is not really good. But if you eat idli, which is having a very, everybody knows it in that local area, probably it is good for us. It should have a local name. And then how much processed it is, like how much you have brought it away from the nature. If you take a radish or carrot or whatever, if you cook it too much, the vitamins go away. So better eat it in less processed, little bit boiled, little bit cooked, but that's okay. But do not temper it too many spices, too many masalas, too many sauces, and all those things. Take it in that form, that will really help. So that is the eating mindfully. So do not go too much in details of this, I should eat or not, I should eat this or not, whatever. So many queries are there. Nishiji will agree with me that many ladies, I mean, they just want to know that, should I eat this or not? Please eat. It's okay. Nothing is going to harm you if you take care of these principles. Nishiji?
Absolutely correct, Neetuji, because this slide actually has given an insight to the real way of eating. Not, okay, we have to understand the proteins, carbohydrates, fats in a broader sense, that you should not eat too much of ghee, you should not eat too much of fat, you should not eat too much of sugar, the refined sugars. But yes, you know your body, you know what you can digest best, and you, if you're eating mindfully with all these principles in mind, there is no need to calculate the calories, and there is no need to focus on that this food is good and this food is not good. Of course, that principle will always apply, the good food and the bad food, in the sense that what is not healthy and what is healthy. But eating mindfully from the local sources within 100 kilometers, what appeals to you, what you can digest, I think these principles are very important to follow during pregnancy. And it actually, what we are talking about has to be followed throughout life, more so during pregnancy, because pregnancy is the condition where there are two beings in one. So you also have to take care of the little baby that is there in the womb. But otherwise, if these principles you apply in your normal day-to-day life, I think it is going to take you a long way in making yourself healthy and creating a healthy baby.
Very true, very true. Both of you have put it very beautifully. So, in nutshell, it is actually not pressurizing your mind too much before eating. Otherwise, that takes away the enjoyment and the appetite before eating. So, you once you have food on the plate, you can just calculate the amount, the quantity, and the source of the food, and that is enough to understand. Otherwise, don't pressurize, don't think too much that what it is and how I should eat. I think the whole thing is, if you enjoy eating what you have to eat, That will I add to the nutrition value, in fact. So now we still have another question, Nituji. I think you would be able to express this as to what is holistic eating, how we should eat holistically.
Right. This slide I really wanted to show is, can you anybody tell that what is this slide about? Manaswini or whoever? I don't know. See, Pooja, Realme, Gargi. Can you tell? Can you just unmute yourself and what is this slide about?
Anybody can share. You can unmute or put it in the chat. What picture is there? You can just share that. What picture can you see in front of eating holistically? You can share your ideas and views and your understanding, what it shows and what you understand about this slide.
Right. Somebody has said Para-Olympic. Health brings wealth. Okay. Right. So why I put this picture is about Olympics 2021. When we think about eating and physical body to be sound, I think the Olympic winners are the biggest people whom we can imagine are the best probably eaters. That is why they have brought so much physical strength in their body that they are able to bring the national proud, right? Now, if you look at the history of these Olympic winners, one of them being Charubai Mirabai Chanu, right? She's a weightlifter and she was one of the winners, medal winners, right? So do you think that she comes from a very, very humble family? I don't think she has ever eaten the dry fruits and seeds, right? Her mother was a samosa maker. Her father was some small officer in the police. So what makes you strong? It is the feelings behind. In the Olympics, India won 7 medals. In Paralympics is another game competition where the people with special abilities, they play. There we won 21 medals. What is the source of success of these players who have brought the nation to be proud of them? It is not the food. Definitely it is not the food. All of them, they do not come from the rich families with lots and lots of money spent on nutrition. So the thought for you is, what actually brings a strong body? It is the strong mind behind. So if you eat whatever you are eating with the strong feelings from behind, yes, this is going to do good for my baby.